All right, we're going to explore a really fascinating world today. One that's built not out of concrete and steel, but out of pure language. So I want you to just imagine this for a second. Forget architecture as you know it. What if every single building block, every street, every address was just a letter from the alphabet? It's a wild idea, right? And it's the absolute core of the world we're about to dive into. So this place is called Bukvograd, and it's basically this huge monumental structure, kind of like a living library. It's home to exactly 27,000 residents, and here's the kicker. Each one is a unique being made of just 3 letters. Their whole existence, where they live, who they are, how they even interact, it's all defined by the rules of language itself. To really wrap our heads around this, here's how we'll break it down. First, we'll step inside Bukvograd. Then we'll check out its actual blueprint, the structure of it all. After that, we'll see how your name is literally your address. From there, we'll explore the kind of society that springs up from rules like that. And finally, we'll dig into the myths woven into the very fabric of the city. Okay, so let's start. Welcome to Bukvograd. This is a world that is quite literally made of meaning. Just try to picture it. The floor you're standing on, it's a mosaic of letters. The walls all around you, built from them. Even the light seems to be filtered through characters. See, this isn't a city that just has words in it. The city is the words. Every single part, from the deepest foundation to the highest point, is a letter. So how does that even work structurally? Let's take a look at the actual blueprint of the city and get a sense of the incredible scale of this living alphabet. The whole city is this massive structure that rises 30 floors high, and each floor is dedicated to one single letter of the Serbian Cyrillic alphabet. So you start with A on the ground floor and you go all the way up. If you find yourself on the 21st floor, for example, you're on floor S. Now, each one of those 30 floors is laid out in a perfect grid. Think of a 30 by 30 array of what you could call letter blocks. You know, like giant Lego bricks where each one is stamped with the letter of that floor. This means every single level has 900 of these blocks, forming this huge, complex pattern. And if you do the math, 30 floors, 900 blocks each. That gives you exactly 27,000 unique rooms. And that's the city's total population, because in each room, there lives one single resident. That number isn't random at all. It's every possible 3-letter combination, giving every single being their own unique spot. And this brings us to the most beautiful, elegant rule in all of Bukvograd. An address is a name. Let's dig into how this one simple idea means every resident knows exactly where they belong. So how do you find someone? It's all based on this super simple 3-step coordinate system that's built right into their name. The first letter of their name, that tells you the floor. The second letter, that points you to the right hallway. And the third letter, that pinpoints their exact room. Let's make this totally concrete. Take the resident named Sin. Where does he live? Well, his name tells you everything. S means he's on the S floor, I means he's in the I hallway, and N means he's in the N room. His name is his address. There is 0 separation. S-I-N. That's it. Okay, so when you have a system that's this rigid, this ordered, what kind of society even comes out of it? Let's see how these letter beings form relationships, not just with their physical neighbors, but across the entire city. You get these 2 really fascinating types of connection. First, you've got what are called letter families. These are beings whose names are just anagrams of each other, permutations of the same 3 letters. Think OLM, OML, and MOL. They feel this deep kind of spiritual connection, even though they live in totally different parts of the city. Then you have sound neighbors. Their names share a chunk of sound, like SOB and OBA both share that OB sound. These shared sounds create cultural ties, friendships, and even some rivalries. So you can kind of think of life in Bukvograd as having these 3 layers of connection. Your deepest bond is spiritual, with your distant letter family. Then you have your cultural bonds with your sound neighbors who share little pieces of your identity. And then there's your daily bond with your actual physical neighbors, like Sin and Sia, who happen to live right next door because they share a floor and a hallway. But what about words that are longer than 3 letters? This is where the city's culture gets really, really deep. Let's explore the myths that are hidden inside this matrix of language. You've probably been wondering, okay, what about a 5-letter word like Jovan? It can't be a resident, right? Exactly. In this world, longer words aren't people. They are what's called great words. They are the legends, the myths, the big concepts that give the society its shape. They are stories you tell, not people you meet. So let's take that legend of Jovan. This isn't just some random story somebody made up. In the world of Bukvograd, a legend like this has a real, tangible structure. It's not a person, but it's an idea that's literally built from the lives of others. And here's how it works. The legend of Jovan is actually built from the combined lives of 3 very specific residents: the being Jove, the being Ova, and the being Van. Their individual lives get woven together to form the fabric of this bigger, more important story. The culture is just full of these little sayings and riddles, like this one. Wednesday has a tail again. To you or me, that sounds like nonsense. But to someone living in Bukvograd, it's a deep philosophical statement about how their world actually works. So what does it mean? Well, sreda is the word for Wednesday. It's a great word, a concept. And this riddle is suggesting that the meaning of Wednesday is somehow revealed through the interactions of the residents sred, red, and rep. Maybe rep, whose name means tail, plays some kind of repeating role at the end of a cycle. The city's structure itself creates this totally unique way of seeing the world. So let's do a quick recap. Bukvograd is built on these 4 layers. You've got the physical structure, which is a giant cube of letters. That structure is filled with the residents, 27,000 of them, whose names are their addresses. This creates a unique society based on these linguistic connections, and that society generates its own mythology, where bigger words are actually legends built from the lives of its residents. And that's really the power of this idea. It shows you that from just a handful of simple, elegant rules, a whole universe can emerge. A world that's packed with complexity, a unique culture, and incredible layers of meaning. But it also leaves us with this really provocative question. The entire system is so perfectly interconnected. So what happens? What happens to the city, to its people, to its very meaning, if just one of those letter blocks gets damaged or goes missing? What happens to the entire language if just one single letter is lost?